those days, milling about on the roads of West Galway, and Pat was singing in the corner so well. The first leaves of autumn they fell, didn't matter anyway. You are the only one who knows me. You know the truth, still you wanna stay. The truth is deeper than the ocean. It's higher than the mountain you will ever climb. And after a heavy night.
So Joe, we're here on Islay.
Brilliant, isn't it? Look at it.
I have to say, that was probably one of the most enjoyable boat trips I've ever had.
Yeah, I don't know if I even remember it myself, but I know it was good crack. He's enjoyed it, lads.
I think, do you know what it is? It's music. I mean, this is really just shows what music can do. It just takes you to a completely different place.
I mean, there was a few times when we were looking out the window and the horizon was up there and the sea, and only for we were having a good time. Nobody was aware of how quite choppy it was. Like, everybody was just kind of enjoying the moment and not aware that we're going like this in the boat. Like,
Well, apparently that was a cam day on the way to Islay.
apparently, so it's not calm. A couple of potholes in that road.
So, what's the story? How did we end up here? I know this guitar is heavily involved in the story along the way, but why specifically Islay?
Big part of the band, for me personally, I love scenic locations. We're spoilt in Ireland with the views and what we have, and I find to be at my most creative when I'm out in all kinds of weather. Obviously lockdown, we had that whole thing, and then because I wasn't getting the opportunity to gig, I found all of a sudden I had this new energy to write a whole lot more, and my mind started to wander because we were doing the live streams, you see, and we actually started to pick up quite a few fans on Islay because 7 or 8 years ago we played here at a festival, the Malton Music Festival, so it's
You kept the
built for
connections.
us, Malton Music, but from the live streams we started to connect with them, and then obviously being locked down in a little house in a town in Letterkenny, just feeling trapped. You find yourself sitting one evening, you get that big beefy tone, and for me that's landscape. That's the picture of the whole. The sound is almost
takes you somewhere.
So I started to text a friend of mine from the island, and I asked him. I said, "Would you mind sending me a list of the whiskies? Because a small island like this, they make an awful lot of whiskey." And I'll never forget. I asked a local. I says, "Why is there 8 or 9 or 10 whiskey distilleries on such a small island?" And he says, "Well, if all you had was barley, peat and thyme, what the fuck will you do?" And I'm like, fair enough. So that kind of, embracing of just living in the moment, and then being locked down in Letterkenny. So I was kind of romanticising Islay, and then the song kind of grew out of that. It grew out of that experience, but it also grew out of the beefy sound of
that guitar.
There is an island way out at sea. It's far away from everyone, it's far away from me. And it's there I'll go when I had enough. 'Cause if you wanna stay, boy, well then you gotta be tough. Where the wind blows hard and the barley grows, and the smell of peat hangs in your bones. You ain't got no tea in that wild western Atlantic hole. Give me a whiskey, give me a smoke, give me a place where I can dock my boat. Give me a glass of that peated pure, singing songs and crying out for more. Hard to hold, Donegal-born, like a full hard bag for more. Leave your worries at the door, we're singing songs and crying out for more. Yeah, give me a whiskey, give me a smoke, a place where I can dock my boat. Give me a glass of that peated pure, we're singing songs and crying out for more. Hard to hold, Donegal-born, like a full hard bag for more. Leave your worries at the door, we're singing songs and crying out for more.
Well, this is Emma. I name all my instruments because I find it helps to. I think you need to be connected to them more than just a simple, instrument. And again, coming up to this video, I was thinking about it because there was a shop in Letterkenny that was selling instruments, you see. And I was in school every day without fail. I was down, and there was actually a Martin, and they were doing a big discount sale. And I had my goal set. I was like, yep, this is the one that had lovely ivory or white binding and real nice guitar, And I would say I was flirting with that guitar for about 6 months, easily, because I was in school, I had no money, and I was like, I really want this guitar. And then it was getting near the time I was actually going to pay for it and take it home, and then all of a sudden there was this mad range, and I don't know if you of course you probably do remember, but you actually brought out a range where you had these like line designs, like it was a white paint job, but it was all like drawn on.
Yeah.
It was very abstract in terms of, and so the first thing I seen was that, but just, and this guitar you could say is loud in terms of how it looks, but funnily enough, up against the timbre and that white particular one, it just kind of sat there.
There's something about it.
And it just gave me the wink, and I was like, can I try that one? And it's like, I swear to God, as soon as I heard that, I was like, yep. I didn't even ask how much it was. I just said, that one, please, pack it up, put it in the fucking case, I'm taking it home. because like the same with my fiddle and the same with other instruments, like when you find something that connects with you, and yeah, there's a slight different resonance that you would get from a timbre.
Mm-hmm.
But geez, that depth, just it rings through your core, and it's like, I have to have it.
And you've taken it everywhere. You've played it in the rain.
Yeah,
you've played it with spray of
There's a bit of grass on it.
We
here
dropped
now
it on the grass here,
Oh.
and it's roadworthy. And I love this guitar. The fact that you've been playing it around Donegal for 15, 17 years.
Yeah.
And it's banged and bruised.
I've been back to it a few times.
But we don't want to take away the patina. That's all part of it. And
no, you actually convinced me.
We're looking there. So it's guitar number 423. Was made in 2005, and now we've made, I think, close to 9,000. So it's
when you get to 10,423, I want a special edition.
We'll do the Joe Gibson reissue.
Reissue. But I went down to you because it's a carbon fibre. I being a bit younger, I was thinking, I know what I'll do. I'll get Alistair to refinish it and make it look like it was brand new. But you actually says no. He says that's because each one of those cracks and it's not to do with the work. It's literally to do with my heavy abuse. This is a hard worked guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing was used as a weapon in defence at some rough gigs. And like I just I'm delighted I didn't have the Martin at that stage because I wouldn't have it anymore. Whereas this thing is literally bulletproof. But for the sound that you get and the quality and for the durability, I remember that track there that happened in Switzerland in the very extreme slopes, and she dropped quite a bit. It's a story for another day. But to put it shortly, if it had been a timbre acoustic,
it would have been finished.
It would have been done. So you know, the core of this beast lives on.
Black on my hands, black on my shoes, black on my heart from these coal mining blues. Black on my hands, black on my shoes, black on my heart from these coal mining blues.
So we've just had a pretty incredible couple of days here in the island, and it was actually really nice to come back to Islay after, I think it was 31 years. And I came over here, sailed here on the Asgard when I was 16, and I was just thinking about it a lot over the last couple of days, and really that was one of the very first kind of adventures that I really went on. The Asgard was the Irish sail training tall ship, and I sailed here with, I think, 20 others in a storm. And it was my first real experience of sailing, first real experience of doing something really as a team, and I was just kind of reflecting a bit about how it taught me about teamwork and, you know, overcoming some adversities and going through storms. And that's certainly probably little lessons that I learned way back when I was 16 helped me in the guitar business, all the storms we went through all those years. But been fantastic to be back here. It's been perfect weather for the last couple of days. We had an amazing night last night with Sailor Bill, and just so much good crack, just proper crack on the island. And that was yeah, definitely when you come in the pursuit of inspiration, I think we were all inspired. The guys were inspired maybe to write a couple of songs. They came here with a song that was inspired by the island, so so I think this has just been a perfect fit for the pursuit of inspiration. So thanks for watching this episode, and come along for the next adventure.